How's it going, guys? Another episode of the Black Bass Fisherman, and this is episode 4 while we're doing this lockdown and staying in contact and watching things on our cell phones. So this video is for new fishermen that are just getting into fishing, or old-time fishermen that are just getting back into fishing and they don't have their gear that they used to have when they were young. So the tackle box that I have, and I know I've said I prefer backpacks, but like I said, this is for novice, weekend anglers, and new fishermen. So I did find a tackle box, and it's called the Bait Box, and it's from 1982. I found this in my storage area. I had no idea I had a tackle box at all. I was digging through storage, found this, and thought it'd be a great video. So this tackle box is 19 inches long and 9 inches wide. And it has basically a hinge opening where you can open and close the hinge. And then it's got a lock tab that locks in place. And it also has a top tray with different dividers in here. Now, when you go to buy your first tackle box, you don't have to go this big. You know, like I said, I haven't had this since years. And it's been a long time. So, we're going to talk a little bit about loading that later. But as you're beginning in your fishing trip for fishing excursions on the weekend or throughout days when you're off, you're going to want to, if you're a new fisherman, buy the basics. You don't want to go crazy. So I'm going to start from this side of the table and go around this way of what you'll need to get out there. And it's going to cost you anywhere from $45 to $65. So if you're really on a budget, you may have to save up for a few weeks. But this is really what you need just to get your feet wet and to keep you out there every weekend. So I separate all my things in bags. And the reason why I'll do that is it's easy to grab, and it's not in a big tackle box. You don't want to just throw everything in there. If you have bags, those can be used as organizers. So you can have your Ziploc bags, sandwich bags, and freezer lock bags like this, basically. And that's what you're going to keep some things in, and I'm going to go into that right now. So the first sandwich bag I have is basically all weights that you're going to need to bank fish with as a new fisherman. And you're going to want sliding sinker weights. Basically, they're called egg sinkers. So you're going to go as small as 1/4 of an ounce. This is an egg sinker. To 3/4 of an ounce. So 1/4 to 3/4 should cover most of your bait fishing for trout, bluegill, and catfish, and bass when you're fishing for them with live worms on the bottom. And the other things you're going to want to buy is 3 bags of different size split shots. And you're going to want to buy size 5 to 7 to size 1. And those are the split shots, basically. Now the next bag I have is going to be your swivels, your tie string for tying on chicken liver for catfishing, and beads and snap swivels. That's your second bag. Now, your last bag is basically going to be your hooks. And I'm going to go through those real quick. So, you're basically want to do this. These are your other bag, like I said, is going to be your hooks. You're going to be using treble hooks, size 14 to size 8. So you want to get a size 8, a size 10, and a size 14 treble hook that will cover your trout fishing. And you also want to get mosquito hooks in size 6 and 4 for your panfish. They're called mosquito hooks made by owner for your panfish. Now the next thing you're going to go on to is for your catfishing and largemouth bass. I use a 1/0 Kale hook. This is for 5 to 10 pound catfish, 2 to 5 pound largemouth, fishing on the bottom with a sliding sinker rig and the hook exposed with a night crawler, a full-size night crawler. Now the next thing you're going to want in your tackle box is 3 different jars of Powerbait for trout fishing. The first jar you're going to go with is a rainbow colored Powerbait Max Scent. It's rainbow colored Powerbait Max Scent. That's your first jar. Your second jar is Power Eggs. And these, for new fishermen, you're going to want to look where you're at to make sure they're actually eggs. These are the Power Eggs. And they come like this, so you can just pull them apart. Put 1 to 2 on a size 6 or 8 hook, and they've got a great smell. They're made from Berkeley, and they're called Berkeley Powerbait Power Eggs. So it comes in a small little jar. The next jar you're going to want is a Chartreuse color, and this is made by Polsky's Bait Company. This is a UV enhanced glow bait made by Penske's. And I choose Chartreuse green. These 3 will cover you for rainbow trout fishing for now. You can add to your tackle box later. And then you want to buy 3 bags of mice tails. These are the most popular colors in rivers, reservoirs, and lakes. They're called Berkeley mice tails. They're anywhere from $3 to $4. So I got these 2 colors here and the last color here, which is an orange worm with a chartreuse head. They're mice tails made by Berkeley Powerbait. Next thing you're going to want is a plastic bag filled about 6 different leaders. These are Snells leader hooks. And what I suggest, basically, for your Snells leaders, you basically want to go anywhere from size 2 to size 6. And you get about 5 to 6 leaders. And they're pre-tied leaders, and you just hook them on with a snap swivel when you're bait fishing, and a sliding egg sinker behind that. And I keep all my leaders in a plastic bag. Like I said, I like that for organization and to stay organized. It's really organized, guys. It took me years to really understand how to stay organized. Now, the next item we're going to talk about are bobbers. You're on a budget, you're a new fisherman, you want to get 3 different style bobbers. Here's the first 2, is a clip-on bobber made by Thill. The next is a weighted styrofoam bobber that you hook up on the bottom and top. It's got a clip. And the last bobber you're going to want is a small panfish bobber. As you can see, this is very small. It's a weighted bobber, and it doesn't take much to push this under. So those 3 sizes are what I recommend. And then you're going to want to buy 1 medium size and 1 small Plano box. And what I keep in my Plano box, basically, are spinners for trout. So I have rooster tail spinners, little rooster tail spinners for trout, and I've got a couple of blue fox spinners for trout in different colors. This is blue fox. This is how blue fox looks. And the last but not least, I have Panther Martin and Meps. This is the Meps spinner. As you can see, it's a gold blade that spins with a gold body. And I keep these in a small little box that costs no more than $1.99. And then the medium-sized Plano box, you can keep whatever you want in there. Well, you know, when you start slowly collecting CastMasters or small swim baits, this is a small swim bait. I use this for smallmouth bass and trout. And here's a CastMaster that I use for medium to large trout in rivers and reservoirs and lakes. And the last thing that's in here that I use are basically spoons. These are called Little Cleo spoons. This is a silver and blue. I don't know if you can see that. 2/5 ounce. Here's a view of what it looks like in my box, how I have it organized. So it's got CastMasters, swim baits, spoons, and just different things for bigger trout that you want to go after. So we'll close that up. And another thing you're going to want is one rod holder. Just one. You know, we're trying to keep this between $50 to $65. These you can get at Walmart or your favorite tackle store anywhere from $5 to $9. So it's not cheap, but I use these all the time when I bait fish, so you got to have one if you're a beginner. Now, this next thing we're going to talk about are scents. When you're a new fisherman, you want to buy 1 to 2 bottles of fish attractant scents. And I use Procure, and the bottle I use is the salmon egg bottle attractant from Procure for my rainbow trout fishing, especially in rivers and small streams when you're floating power eggs or small night crawlers. The next one I use when I'm catfishing is a sardine super gel. This will work for chicken liver, anchovies, shad. You put this on there and you have great success for catfish, blue catfish, channel catfish, flathead catfish. You know, just 3 or 2, a minimum of 2. But I have 3 here. The last is a super trout gel made by Procure. And these are about $3.99 to $5 each. Now the next thing you're going to want is a small multi-tool in your beginner box. This is not that big, but I tell you what, it's a lifesaver. It's taken mini hooks out all the way up to 2/0. It's a good multi-tool made by Cabela's. I actually got mine for Christmas from my mother-in-law, my wife. My wife's really nice mom. And it's got, as you can see, it's got the closers here. And it's, you know, it comes with a knife, comes with Phillips and slotted screwdrivers. Then the other side you open up, it comes with a pair of scissors, a small saw, and it's just a really cool multi-tool. You can pick these up at Bass Pro Shops, at Big 5 Sporting Goods, and at Walmart. They sell a bunch of multi-tools. I actually have a bigger one made by Stanley from Walmart. And last but not least, you're going to want a pair of fishing gloves. You know, when you're fishing for trout, it's normally cold weather. So what I recommend is a pair of fishing gloves that have the fingers cut out of them, but everything else is enclosed underneath the glove. If you're fishing in the summertime, you need a pair of UPF 50 fishing gloves, and we'll get into that the next video from now, a couple videos from now. But that's all you need to get started. You figure once you spend about $50 to $65 just starting out, you know, it'll be about $50 to $65 just starting out, and you just slowly do that over a budget of 2 to 3 weeks. You should be fine. So thank you guys for tuning in. Next time with the black bass fisherman, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If this really helped you, so like and comment this video, and I hope it was helpful to you. Thanks for signing on. Black Bass Fish.